All right, all right, all right. It's that time again to get down to the beatdown, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, children of all ages. I am Logan Summit. This is the Logan Summit Show, and welcome to the party. Oh, we're going to say hi to one of our woodsy neighbors to the north right now. We have Rafik Raiah, and he will be fighting as part of Destiny Fights number 9 in Toronto, Canada, Ontario, if you will. On August 9th, they'll be taking on Kien Knight. But before we get to that, how are you doing today?
Doing very well. A little hungry, but otherwise very good.
I'm a little hungry too. I'm waiting on a grocery delivery. I have I think I have egg roll wraps in my refrigerator right now, and that's about it. Oh, I've got some potatoes. I can make French fries or potato chips. It's a very versatile food. If I were to say to you right now, you can eat anything in the entire world and you won't gain any weight, what would you choose?
Ah, a big fat slice of pizza.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now, do you have a particular place you like to go up there in Pickering?
So I prefer the Badi Ali's. After my wife's pizza, I'd go to Badi Ali's in downtown Toronto. One of the best.
Downtown Toronto, I like it. Have you visited the Stanley Cup Trophy while you've been downtown?
Not really, no. I've been to the Rogers Center to watch some baseball games, but yeah, also the Scotiabank Arena. But otherwise, no. Yeah.
Well, coming from Algeria, how big is hockey in Algeria, by the way? That's where you're born. Obviously, you're fighting out of Pickering, Ontario, Canada now. But in Algeria, do they pick up the hockey sticks?
No, not really. It's a pretty warm country. Soccer is second to religion in Algeria. Otherwise, yeah, it's a predominantly famous sport there. But otherwise, hockey, no.
Well, then you know what we have to say football, because depending on where you are in the world, Carmen San Diego, a lot of people are getting really pissed at us for calling it soccer right now,
I'd call it
especially.
football.
Yes, it's football in the rest of the world. You know what? I've always said I've gotten to travel a little bit, and I've always said the way that Americans are seen to the rest of the world can be drummed up in a generalization. We took a sport we didn't invent, we're not good at it, and we changed the name of it. I mean, if that doesn't say America all over it, I don't know what does. All right. Now you are 15-5-0 right now in your career. You are a welterweight. You're fighting some Muay Thai, and you're fighting out of pound for pound MMA up there. How did you find that camp?
So the camp has been going pretty well. It's been going for over a month now, doing between 10 to 9 sessions a week of relatively hard work. I believe hard enough to win the fight. um, a mix of everything. I'm very thankful to the team, to the pound for pound team. They've been very helpful, them providing some very good insights. I joined this gym in back in January, so they didn't make me feel like I was not welcome, that I was an outsider. I felt welcome right away, and we cut to the chase. I spoke to Cruz Saji, and he said, "Listen, I'm gonna put you into P4P, into Destiny 9," and I was very happy about that. Bear Shin, I've done that last year. I won a Bear Shin fight last year. It was a K1, different to Muay Thai, but yeah.
Now, if you're 15-5. You've had around 20 fights. Um, how long ago did you start training?
So I'll try to make it very short. I started my journey to martial arts
No,
started
don't make it.
in
Don't
nine.
make it short. Give me the whole. Give me the whole
All
story,
right,
man.
okay, okay,
Rafik, give me the whole story. This is your time. Tell it.
no worries. All right, so credit goes to my dad. Actually, he got us into karate in 1998. Me and my brothers were four brothers. We were four brothers at the time. We're overall five, and he used to take us against our will, believe it or not. And I'm very thankful to him for that. So I've done karate. I stuck with it from 98 to 2011. That's what I got my base into martial arts. And then I switched to kickboxing in 2011, thanks to him again. He introduced me to kickboxing. He was very at the time he was, very much into martial arts and combat sports. So from 2011 to 2014, I had a decent amateur career in Algeria in kickboxing, full contact, and even Muay Thai. But then in 2014, I stopped because I started working. So I had a job and I had to organize my priorities. I stopped training for over 2 years, went back at it in 2016. And From 2016 to 2022, I competed again into a national championship of Muay Thai in Algeria, in which I lost in the finals. Yeah, 2022, my wife and I came to Canada, and I worked with different gyms, from Evolução to TKMT, Muay Thai Whitby, and finally with P4P. Last year, I've done Waco Nationals, lost in the final fight. And I've done a week before a bear shin fight at Sikorsky Hall in Oshawa. It was a home show by Muay Thai Whitby. At the time, that was my gym. But now, since I'm in Pickering, I moved to Pound for Pound in January. So here it is. I hope I didn't make it too long.
No, no, dude, I want to hear the story. This is how we get to know you a little bit better. This is how the fans become fans right now. Okay, so you and your wife made the decision to move from Algeria to Canada. Why Canada?
So Canada has quite a good reputation to as a welcoming country to immigrants, and
Yep.
we joined an express entry program as PRs, and we started the process in 2019, and by 2022 we were here. We could have gone here earlier, but COVID happened, and that played a major role in us not coming earlier. But yeah, I'm quite happy here. I have two kids now, so we have two kids with us.
Oh, congratulations, man. That's
Thank
great.
you.
How old are they?
So 2 and 7 months.
2 and 7 months. Are you planning on having any more?
Of course,
Yeah, there
I'm
you
a
go.
traditional family man, and I want to have as many kids as possible and try to be the a good father to them.
I want to go back for a second. A lot of us
Sure.
know what COVID was like for us here in the United States, even Canada. But what was COVID like over in Algeria? What was it like over there? It must have been a little bit different for you.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it was a complete lockdown. Flights in and out of Algeria were extremely limited, but in terms of gyms were mostly closed for almost a year. So we were training outside. I remember I was doing my camps in local parks, trying to work with what we had, and there was no excuses at the time. So we had to get the work done, and we did it.
Yeah, well,
Getting the runs, doing some weightlifting, some conditioning. It was mostly conditioning because you couldn't spar in outside, but pad work, conditioning, that was what we were doing at the time for about a year, and then we switched to indoor gyms with very limited capacity.
okay.
They were challenging times, I believe, as much as they were here, but yeah, thank God things settled down and we moved on, and here we are.
Hey, here we are. Well, thank you for that. Because sometimes I just ask questions because, gosh darn it, I'm interested in the answers. And you know what? It's my show. Um, all right, dude. So, how hard was it to find training partners and training camps when you were in Algeria? And was that a big reason for you to get out of there and move over to Canada?
So um, kickboxing is gaining popularity, like martial arts and combat sports in general. Kickboxing,
Right.
Muay Thai, K1, MMA, even nowadays, is gaining more and more popularity in the country, especially at the amateur level. It's the professional level that's underdeveloped because of the lack of sponsors. It's a developing country, and in a sense where that side of the market is not really developed. So yeah, we have there is so much raw talent in Algeria. Like I I used to spar with guys who were really good who now moved. Some of them moved to Thailand. Some of them are working abroad as fighters, professional fighters. Some of them. So yeah, there in terms of talent, there's a big talent. If this is a good answer to your question.
It
Uh,
is, but I'm gonna ask a follow up. Give me one fighter from Algeria we should all be on the lookout for, besides yourself.
uh, so would you like a professional name?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
there is a guy who's fighting in one championship. Rabah. He's a very good athlete, very high level, top notch fighter. He's in one. He had a no contest fight recently, and he's in the top five, one championship.
All right. Well, you will be fighting Destiny Fights 9, Toronto, Canada. It all happens on August 9th, right here on pay per view on millions.co. You're going to be taking on Kian or Kian Knight, depending on how he wants to pronounce it. I'm going to go with Kian just because I like it better that way. What do you know about your opponent going into this matchup?
So I know he's a good boxer. He has a good boxing style. He's a pressure fighter, and I'm working based on that and building my strategy based on that. And hopefully, I'll have the good tools to face him, to put him into difficulty, and hopefully win the fight.
Yeah, what's your preferred ranges? Yeah, I mean, do you like to work from the outside or do you like to get in on people and go Mike Tyson?
Uh, I like what people say to me, because I don't like judging myself. Is
Right.
that I'm a pressure fighter myself. I like to be in the pocket. I like I don't mind getting hit, and I hit back even harder. So yeah, that's the type of fighter I am.
That is the
I
name
have
of the game, Rafik. Hit back harder than they hit you, right?
exactly. You're gonna get hit anyway, so you got to be ready for it and punish them for that.
So what
I'm
is
also
go ahead.
sorry, as a
No,
follow
go
up.
ahead.
Yeah, I've got a very weird style. They say uh,
How
tricky.
so? You're
So
tricky
they
to
say I'm
rock
very
around. You
tricky.
rock around. That's right. On time, you're tricky. Ha ha
Yeah.
ha ha. You're tricky. Here we go. All right. Why are you tricky?
I like to go into angles and fight
Okay.
from there. I like cutting angles. I like hitting them when they expect it the least. I like switching levels,
Mhm.
and switching from my punches to kicks. Sometimes going load of body to head, depending on the situation. So yeah, this is what the people I spar with and train with say.
Do you switch stances as well? Do you go from southpaw to traditional and back and forth?
Yes. So yeah, I can do both orthodox and southpaw stances.
All right, so here's a question, completely off topic, but not really. You've gone to some baseball games. Can you bat lefty and righty?
I'm not I'm not really good at that. No, I've never
Okay,
tried. Like I would I'm not arrogant to say I can do both, but I
right.
haven't tried. Probably I'll be right-handed for that. Yeah, because I'm right-handed. But yeah, fighting I can do both. But baseball, I'm not really sure.
Now you've been doing Muay Thai and kickboxing and all the same. Uh, do you have any interest in getting into the cage and doing some MMA?
Hopefully, I'll try to build my ground game, my wrestling. I have some basics in that, but it's still. I think it's still early. I mean, not too early because I'm 31, but yeah, I think I need to develop my ground game a little more before getting into the octagon and doing some MMA.
Yeah, you definitely do. Because do you have a base in wrestling at all?
I've done jujitsu
Mhm.
for 2 years, but it was at a very low level. I was doing it once or twice a week, especially when I was back in Algeria in the last 2 years from 2020 to 2022. Uh, I know the basics. I know how to defend a takedown, how to you know um, pull a guard in some cases, some locks, yeah. But basically, that's very basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it. I don't think it's enough for me to get into the cage and face someone who has solid base, especially in the U.S. Wrestling is a very developed, high level sport. So I know a lot of people who get into the MMA have wrestling bases, and if you're not good in that game, you don't know the basics on how to defend yourself. They take you to the ground, no matter how good a striker you are. It's
Yep.
gonna be game over for you.
Yeah, once you're on the ground, they can keep you there. And we've all seen those fights where everybody's like, what's going on? However, I am with Joe Rogan in this. I have always been a fan of the fact this is a chess match, whether you're standing or you're on the ground. I hated when they had everybody back in the day. They're like, all right, stand up. I never liked that. And all my friends were like, no, they need to stand back up. And it's like, no, this dude's a Gracie Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt. That dude doesn't need to
That's true.
stand up. He needs to be on the ground. That's
That's
where
true.
he's at his best, right?
I
So,
completely agree. I
and
completely agree.
being able to sprawl and get yourself out of trouble is good. But if you get a high level wrestler out there, man, they're just going to hold you down. They're going to smother you, and you're not going to be able to do anything. And it'll be the most frustrating 15 minutes of your entire life.
You know what Justin Gagey says? If one man can hold you down, two can rape you. So, uh,
But only in prison. I'm just saying. All right. Um, wow, that threw me off there. That's good. How do you mentally prepare before a fight? What, do you do visualization? Do you meditate? What are some of the ways that you get your head straight for the game?
I'm quite a religious man. I'm of a Muslim faith, so my relationship to God, I hope I keep it to a decent level, where it is true. It's a matter of winning or losing, but at the end, it's God that decides whatever will happen. And when you do your best, you don't really care of what happens next. I've been saying it to the guys at the gym. I'm trying to win the fight at the gym. I also do a lot of shadow boxing and try to visualize based on that, and try to build my game for the fight. But otherwise, when I know that I've done the best I could, whatever happens, whatever is meant to happen will happen. So uh, I'll be disappointed if I lose. I mean, but I'll do my best and even beyond my best to try to win that fight.
Well, I would have to say that fatherhood has probably prepared you more inside of the ring than you'd like to admit to. Which is harder, being a fighter or being a father?
I think a father is harder than being a fighter. When you're fighting, it's just you, and probably maybe the coach behind you that are at stake. But when you're a father, it's a whole family that's depending on you. And yeah, I wouldn't like also to take the credit from my wife. She's been doing this camp with me. I've been away from the gym, being away from the house. Sorry, for so long, and going back and forth twice a day, 3 times a day sometimes. She's taking care of 2 kids, 2 babies on her own, and I,
Wow.
I would like to thank her for that.
Yeah, she gets a gold star from us. She's probably also doing meal prep for you and all of that stuff as well, which, going to the gym 2, 3 times a day, you're not going to have time for that. What's your favorite thing that your wife makes for you?
So from which do you mean, like before the weight cut or after during the weight cut?
Oh, give me both. Give me both. Give me before the
Okay.
weight cut and after the weight cut. Yeah.
Yeah, before the weight cut, she makes really good pizza and really good Algerian soup called shorba. During the weight cut, she's doing the basic stuff, bacon, sweet potatoes. It's not rocket science. Just
Yeah.
she just needs to ensure that the quantities are respected, the
A lot of
macros are
chicken,
in there.
a lot of rice, stuff like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
chicken, rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes as carbs, and then protein, eggs, fish, chicken, and lots of veggies to keep the
Ve-
bowels moving.
yeah, very Mediterranean of you. And it's the veggies that are important. We were talking to a fighter earlier today. I won't name any names, but you know who you are. Said, I don't do vegetables. And I was like, come on, man, they're veggies. They keep your body going. Give me some of that broccoli in with your chicken and rice. Just saying. All right. Now, do you get down with the sweets like after the fight? After the fight's done, and you know you got a day to relax, rest, hang out with the family. Are you going to break out like go to Tim Hortons and go get like a dozen donuts or something?
Not into donuts, but some traditional Algerian sweets like baklava.
I love baklava.
Mil-
That's good stuff.
yeah, they're really sweet, by the way, and I love them. I make them myself, so you can tell it's hard. I'm craving them so bad right now.
I'm,
So I'll definitely go to some Middle Eastern restaurant,
mhm.
get a lot of food, a lot of sweets, especially the day after, and then I'll take it down a notch afterwards and uh, go on a maintenance diet afterwards. So yeah.
Now you're a welterweight. Do you walk around pretty much at that weight, or do you have to cut a bunch like Patty?
So I used to be at 180
Okay.
about a month ago. I've lost around, so now I'm at 169. I'm very
Okay.
close to my weight.
Yeah, yeah.
With the amount of water that I'm drinking, I could just cut the water and make weight by tomorrow. I'd like to thank my friend Mitch Short, who's been supervising my meal plan and even some conditioning workouts that we're doing together. So I'd like to give him credit for that too.
Well, he deserves the credit for it, and I'm glad that you gave it to him. Thank you so very much. Anybody that you want to give credit to, by the way, if they deserve it, by all means, give them the credit. All right.
Sure.
So you said you joined Pound for Pound MMA up there in Pickering, Ontario, Canada, because you felt like they were a great community and community based and they were welcoming. Since you've been there, what's the biggest thing they've taught you?
Oh, okay. There are a lot of things hard to pick. Um, so they
You can
have
give me top three if you want.
okay. So first of all, having the right attitude. They have very high level athletes there, and they're still humble. They can still hold the pads for you, spar with you. They don't mind that. Uh, Two, technique, which is equally important. Cruz Haji especially has been, and the team, Joey, Mikey, Jason, everyone, they've been helping out and providing feedback on the technique. And Finally, the sense of family and the sense of team. It's true. It's that we're doing an individual sport, but at the end of the day, we're representing P4P, and we're when I step into that ring, people will ask, "Where's this guy from?" So if I do a shitty job, pardon my French, people will say, "Oh, that's not a good gym." But if I do solid Muay Thai, whatever the result, um, I know I'll make my crew pretty proud.
Well, I'm sure you're going to make the crew over at P for P, aka Pound for Pound MMA, on August 9th as you take on Kien Knight on Destiny Fights 9 up there in Toronto, Canada. It will be live right here on millions.co. Now, Rafik, this is the part of the show where I need you to make a prediction. How's the fight going to end?
Second round knockout.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Second round knockout. You heard it here first, kids. I'm gonna write it down so the next time I interview you, I'll be able to ask you, hey, how'd that go or how did it didn't go? We'll find out. But I have faith in you, my friend. I have a lot of faith in you. Before we get to your time, I'm going to be interviewing Hunter Lee, another Canadian MMA fighter. Well, you're not an MMA fighter, you're a Muay Thai fighter, but an MMA fighter, and he was an alternate on the Canadian wrestling team up there for the Olympics. Have you heard of Hunter Lee?
No, I'm not really into wrestling, and given my short time in Canada, I'm not really well versed. So I apologize to him if I don't really.
No, that's okay. I was going to try to have you talk some trash and get a grudge match going up here, but I get it. I understand. I
I'm
just try
not
to.
good with that. I'm not really good with trash talk.
I can
I
lean
try to
you
be a
into it.
decent person in and out of the ring. So yeah. I mean, yeah, each their style. I respect everyone. I know that everyone is putting in hard work. Even my opponent. I wish him luck, by the way. And But I'll do my best to knock the shit out of him.
Yeah, there you go. I'm just trying to make some new Canadian friends. You know what I'm saying? All right. It's time. Before we get to 5 questions, this is your time. It's their time up there. It's our time down here. And more specifically, it's your time. This is your time to talk about anything you like. You want to talk about your wife, your kids, your sponsors, the sponsors you wish you had, your favorite video game, your mom, your dad, your dog. I don't care. It's your time. Take it away, Rafik.
All right. It's gonna be. Um I like always to give credit to where it's due. I'd like to thank my parents. They brought me to here. They supported me. They still do. My wife, my sons, my friends back home and here. The friends that bought the tickets, $60 each, to come and support me. Everyone at P4P, every gym that I worked at or trained at, especially here in Canada, from Evolução to TKMT, Muay Thai would be Crew Rob and the team, and even of course Crew Saji and the whole team at P4P. They've been a big support, and each fighter that I fought before. So yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. It's time to get down like a clown, like Charlie Brown. We're going to turn your frown upside down. It's time for 5 questions. We've got Rafik Raiah. And we will be asking him 5 questions, and it's all brought to you by Newer. If you're a content creator or you want to be a content creator, whether you're an amateur or a pro, it doesn't matter. You need to go over to newer.com, use code Logan, save yourself 20% off all the pro gear at amateur pricing. My whole studio is Newer, and yours should be too. Remember, you can always check out the link in the About section of any of the platforms that you're watching on. Let's get to it. It's time for 5 questions. All right. Rafik, I know you haven't spent too much time up there in Canada, but I asked the same question to every Canadian fighter, and no one has watched either of these TV shows yet. They are apparently completely exported from Canada to here. Have you heard of Letterkenny and the show Shoresy yet?
No.
No, God! I swear. Can I get a Canadian fighter who watches Canadian TV? For the love of God. No. Hey, you're literally like the 5th one to just be like, nope.
I'm not an exception, so I'm happy.
No,
I'm not the exception.
No, you are status quo right now. In fact, I can't wait to talk to Hunter in a little bit, because he actually went and watched both of those TV shows after his initial interview with me, and he texted me about it. He was like, "Oh, bro, we got to talk about that." But no, you're like every other Canadian out there. So you know what? You're right at home up there in Canada. I know you probably miss Algeria, but you're making yourself settled up there in Canada. Don't bother watching Letterkenny or Shoresy, because apparently they're like Fosters. That's just Canadian for TV. It's just an export, everybody. All right, let's move on. Question number 2. What would you say, in the ring, out of the ring? It doesn't matter to me, or you can give me both. What's your biggest achievement?
My biggest achievement. So, uh, my biggest achievement, right, out of the ring, is being a father to 2 beautiful children,
There you go. I
and
was waiting for that.
a husband to a beautiful, supportive wife. Also having, I didn't do much to do it, but I have very supportive parents and family, friends. So I don't know if I would consider that an achievement. In the ring is the fact that I fought a bear shin fight last year, and I followed it up a week later with nationals. So that was something, a very unique experience for me, and I'd like to do that all over again.
I like that. I like it a lot. I knew you were going to say, I'm like, he's just thinking. And then I'm like, just say your kids, for the love of God. Because I know you felt that way. Just within the last, half an hour or so that we've been talking, I can totally tell that that was going to be your answer. So I was wondering when you were going to get there. I love that. Now, a lot of these questions I have on here are based because I just you're from Pickering, Ontario, Canada, as far as I saw. I did not know you're from Algeria until we spoke earlier. So forget about it. I was going to ask you the best Canadian musician. Screw that. Don't care about that. Give me the best Algerian musician.
Ah, Dahman Harashi.
All right. What kind of music is it, would you say?
It's a traditional Algerian music, very classical
Okay.
and beautiful to the ears.
All right. Well, now I've got homework. Before the next time, I'm going to have to go check that out. Because if it's beautiful to the ears, I want a little bit of that beauty in my ears as well.
Sure thing.
All right. Question number 4. This is a hard one. You're going to have to look deep for this one.
Okay.
What keeps you up at night?
What keeps me up at night? Uh, okay. Uh, Not being the father that my kids deserve to have. This is like This is my first priority is my family
Of course.
before anything else.
Now, what are some of the things, what are some of the traits, what are some of the lessons that you've learned from the fight game that you're going to push on to your two beautiful kids?
Uh, so first of all, learn to fight at least at a
Mhm.
decent level.
Yes.
If you don't want to compete, don't. Uh, otherwise, um, otherwise, yeah. Um, Fighting is not about just talent; it's about hard work and persistency and discipline.
Mhm.
So you may be, I mean, yeah, Usyk said it 3 days ago in the press conference, and I like that. So motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what keeps you going. We all feel tired, we all feel annoyed. You think that going to the gym 10 times a week is not really annoying? It's not really. You think I'm enthusiastic going there every day, twice a day?
Gyms
So
are stinky and smelly. You don't want to go there all the.
exactly. You get hurt, you get beat up in sparring. It's not really fun, but when you have the discipline to push through, and this applies to everything, work,
It does.
religion, whatever your thing is, if you need the discipline to push through, because if you rely on motivation only, it's not going to be it's not going to take you for long.
No.
It's going to
I,
fluctuate.
I mean, how motivated can you be to wake up to get punched in the face, neck, chest, and breast area, and
That's true.
then go back and do it again? I mean, that takes a different type of discipline, and it might be fun for 6 months or so, right? But then it's like, all right, now I gotta get time to make the donuts. I gotta go. Oh God, he punched me in the face. What am I doing here? And now I gotta go clean the gym bathroom because it's my turn. No, I don't want this. No, I get it. All right. Question number 5. Last question of 5 questions. You're doing great. There's no score, so you've already won. Think about it that way. Uh,
Yes.
I was going to ask you what the biggest difference between the United States and Canada is, but I don't care about that anymore. What is the biggest difference between Algeria and Canada?
So the weather to start with. Uh, Algeria has we have the 4 seasons, but the summer and the spring and the fall tend to be quite warm. Maybe in many areas of Algeria we have Nevada weather.
Yeah,
Whereas yeah,
I'm hearing Viva Las Vegas.
so whereas in Canada it goes down to -20 in the winter in
Oh boy.
Toronto. So it and the days are, you know, sun rises at 8 p.m. 8 in the morning, and then sets down at 4:30.
Oh, come
So
on.
days are quite short and cold in the winter, and you try to get the best of them. So that's the biggest shock. That's the biggest shock, I would say, in terms of differences between the two countries. Of course, culturally different countries, high contrast in terms of languages spoken, uh, uh, in terms of culture, religion. Um, but I love both countries. The first of which is my native one, and the second one is Canada. Is somewhere I could also call home now. I've been here for long enough, I hope. Uh, and yeah, I think these would be the differences between the two countries. They're very different one to each other. If I were to say as a conclusion,
No, I would assume so. I would assume that they'd be very, very different places to live. But Rafik, I really appreciate you being with me today, hanging out. You will be fighting on August 9th, all part of Destiny Fights #9, which you can watch right here on millions.co. But if you're in Canada, oh, Canada. Yeah, if you're over there, it's not my home or native land, but if it's yours, you can go out to Toronto, buy a ticket, and see this guy throw down in real time, IRL, as the kids say. All right, Rafik, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you had a good
my
time.
pleasure.
All right.
It was an honor being here. Thank you so much for the invite and the questions. I hope I answered properly in to many of those.
Oh, you
Uh,
did.
so thank you so much, Logan.
You did an
Been a pleasure.
excellent
And
job.
hopefully we'll speak soon. Hopefully
I
we'll
hope
speak soon.
I hope to talk to you again. Let Destiny
Likewise.
Fights 9 know that I do USA boxing commentary and MMA commentary. Fly me up. I got my passport in hand, baby. Let's get down like a clown
Get
and
him
have
in
some
here.
fun up there. Yo, I got it, man. All right, Rafik, I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you being here as well. Don't go anywhere. We've got Canadian MMA fighter, pro MMA fighter, who is now 4-0. Hunter Lee coming up in just a little bit. But until we get to that, do me a favor. Be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud. And last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you will know when I'll be back at it. I'm Logan Summit. This has been the Logan Summit Show. We'll see you again real soon. And remember, until next time, everyone loves a good fight. Thanks, Rafik.
Thank you.